Summertime is here, and if you've been in the card market long enough, you know what that means. It means it is time for the summertime slowdown, and it is here. I'm here to tell you. I just did another card show this last weekend. This has been 2 shows in a weekend, or 2 shows in a row that I've done, and it was steady busy-ish for foot traffic, but the sales were a lot less. And I think that is just the normal pace that we normally go on in the card market. Summertime rolls around and it usually slows down. People got a lot of stuff going on. They're going on vacations, they're doing other things, so they don't have the expendable cash to go to card shows and spend it. Now, that being said, this one feels a little bit different because the people were still there. It was busy. It was still pretty busy. The last 2, like I had a big show up in Minnesota, and then this one was a local card show that I just did, and both of them, the foot traffic was really good, and I was steady and busy and interacting all day long, but the sales were not there. Before I go any farther, I'll introduce myself. My name is Del. I sling cardboard to feed my kids. I recently went into trading cards full time, and I am sharing my journey along the way, and I would like to give you guys tips and tricks as I'm learning, and we can learn together. If that sounds like something that you would enjoy, consider subscribing. Alright, so yes, the summer slowdown is here. It's slowed down quite a bit on the on the in-person card shows for me. I am actually speeding up a little bit on my eBay side. I've been listing more consistently than I usually was, and I'm listing way more inventory than I usually was too. I bumped my cards. I used to try to do 20 cards a day on the side when I was working a full-time job. I bumped that up to 100 cards a day now, and I'm doing it on a more consistent basis because I have the time to do it. And I can say that my eBay sales have skyrocketed. I'm doing way better on the eBay side of things. Trading card shows, I like to typically make, I would say on a one-day show, anywhere between $1,500 to $2,000 a show. That's a good show for me. This last show, which was yesterday, I did about $1,200 in sales. Nothing to scoff at. I'm very happy with that, but it would have been nice to have been a little bit higher than that. The normal slowdown time of year is right now, June, towards the end of June, middle of July. It gets slower. And I can tell you one thing I'm learning is Pokemon side, it's really slow as far as sales go. And I think that's because there's so much competition. Everyone typically has the same cards at card shows. So I'm dipping my toe, mostly modern cards. So I'm dipping my toes into a little bit more of the mid-era and a little bit more closer to the vintage era of Pokemon cards to try to diversify my holdings, my inventory, because I noticed that a lot of the Pokemon guys that are around me have the same exact cards that I have, roughly speaking. I have a bunch of higher dollar cards that they don't. But as far as the modern stuff goes, if there's so much of it, the market is saturated. And that's what I noticed up there in Minnesota. It was strictly Pokemon only. And I'm going to say that the majority of people, if they weren't at market, they were above market. Now, I like to be at market or below market on my prices. Not everyone can do that, and that's okay. But that's typically what I like to do. I like to buy around 70 to 80% and sell my cards at 90 to 100% of market. So there are opportunities that I miss because my buying window is so much smaller. I'm so much lower on what I'm willing to spend, but that's because I want to pass it on to the customer. So that's kind of besides the point. Basically what I'm trying to say is if everybody is offering the same cards, then you can go to anyone and get it. So the card market is going to be a little bit softer around you because there's so many different options to go around to. Sports card side, there are so many different parallels, so many different things that you can have, that the likelihood that you have the same thing that he has is pretty low. So I had a bunch of Shoheis. I actually had a guy that came back to me twice because I had a bunch of Shoheis. Not everybody else in the show had a bunch of Shoheis. So that's the thing that's nice about doing sports cards. And that's why I like doing both, is because if one is lacking, the other one usually picks up the steam. So usually the way I operate at card shows is I don't even really try to do it. Basically, about 30% of what I sell, I actually move back into cards, and it's just a feel game. It's just kind of the way it always works out. I always buy at shows as well. That's where I get the majority of my inventory from, is from card shows. I have in-person pickups. The people come to me, and that's the best part about it. And then I have some local guys that I'm really good friends with that I source inventory from as well. And I have a couple of online friends that send me cards to look at for grading, and I buy their rejected cards, anything that's 9 and below. Still near mint, but I put it in my showcases and people still buy it. And I even buy some damaged stuff. I recently bought a damaged Shohei rookie card that has some creases on it, and I just cut the price in half, and that gives somebody an opportunity to pick up a high dollar card for a lot lower. So that's the type of stuff I like to do. I like to sell to collectors. I like to sell to people that are actually going to keep the cards and enjoy them. And I like being that guy that can source those for them. So as I said, I usually spend about 30% of what I bring in. So if I do $1,000, I'm usually spending $300 on cards at the card show. I'll go ahead and show you guys some of the things I picked up today. Some stuff went into the showcase. Actually, this card show, it didn't really. Things were slow enough that I could keep things off to the side so that I can price it afterwards and inspect it for grading. And yeah, I'll show you guys what I've got. Today we're going to start with some Pokemon. As I said, I've been trying to pick up some more mid-era and vintage Pokemon. So we'll start with this little collection here. Nothing crazy here, just a trade-in. The girl was trying to pick up some modern stuff, and I took in some of her low-dollar EX mid-era stuff. This stuff is cool, and I like it, and it's going to go in the showcase and look nice. I still do pick up low-end stuff for my eBay store. This lot right here that I'm getting ready right now, this was a lot that I just picked up as well for eBay. Maybe some of this stuff will end up in my binder. Nothing crazy here, but this is the type of stuff that I like to sell on my eBay store. Again, we had another trade. I like dealing with the kids and giving them an opportunity to pick up bigger cards. This kid traded in some cards and traded into a bigger card, and I traded down, and I'm cool with that because it actually moves a little. The lower end stuff actually moves a little bit better for me. But when you're trading stuff in and you can move into a big card, that's where I can make my money on the big cards. But yeah, we got some cool stuff here. This one's a fairly decent sized card. It's about a $50 card, so you got some good stuff there. Again, this is a lower end lot that I picked up. One fairly decent sized card. This is like $50, $60 card. And this is an Alakazam that I didn't have that will be going into my collection. And then my favorite Pokemon pickup of the day, as I said, mid-era stuff. I like picking up stuff that is played because you can make it, you can buy it cheaper, and the person that is going to ultimately buy it from you can also buy it cheaper, and they'll have a really sweet copy to put in their binder, and it makes it a little bit easier for them to get into it, me as well as the buyer. So I have this sweet Zekrom Palkia, really cool card. Another Palkia. I've been on a Palkia kick lately. Gardevoir X. These are really cool cards. I'm going to have to probably record in a different spot next time. I'm just trying out different cameras or different places around the house, outside and everything. Trying to figure out different ways to record other than just in my little hole that I have for my card spot. And this is my favorite Pokemon pickup of the day. This is a Deoxys, and this is it's about $1,000, maybe $600 card in a near mint, and this is heavily played, if I remember right. Yeah, heavily played. and I got into this for under 150 bucks. So this will make somebody a sweet card for their binder copy, and it's gonna save a lot of money. All right, I am still buying Shohei. We're moving into sports now. Still buying Shohei. I had this little lot here, viewer of the channel, and I picked these up from him. Some lower end Shoheis, but they'll look really cool in the showcase. A really sweet Justin Jefferson auto out of Spectra. I don't know if you can see the gold auto on it. Yeah, the lighting's really not great here, so I apologize for that. We'll have to figure something out next time for the video. But that was a really cool pickup. Oh, I guess I had a. Oh, this is okay. So this was a mix of a Pokemon and sports pickup. So I didn't really want to pick this stuff up. I know this stuff still has value. It's not going to do great in my showcases. But he threw some extras in, then I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. I was telling this guy that I've been thinking about doing One Piece, but I haven't really pulled the trigger on it. So he threw a One Piece card in for to sweeten the pot so that I would buy this or trade for this, even though I didn't really want it. But it'll do well on my eBay store. Anyway, so this might be the start of my One Piece venture. We'll see. I might give it a shot. I'll probably just dabble in it, lower end stuff, just so I can learn it as I go. That's how I started with Pokemon. Is I just learn as I went, and I started picking some stuff up, and now look at me. He also threw these in. These are some lower end Pokemon stuff too. Nothing crazy here. $10, $15 cards. This is a really cool card that I didn't realize from Twilight Masquerade. I like that card a lot. But those were to sweeten the pot, and then these came in that lot as well. Nice Scotty Barnes rookie card, number /49. Keegan Murray, which he's actually a local guy from Iowa. Max Christie red. What is this, numbered out of 99? All numbered stuff, all good stuff, just not great names, I guess we'll say. Sweet Derek Lively, numbered /35. Well, that's a cool card. And a Zion, numbered /25 from his rookie year. That is a sweet card too. I might hang on to that just to remember where I came from. And this lot is my last lot of the day, which it wasn't in order, but anyways, this came from the same guy that I just bought that lot from. And I picked up some LaMelos and Jalen Johnson and a Cade Cunningham. So a lot of basketball. We're going into the off season, so prices start to soften a little bit, but I'm still picking it up as they're softening, and then I'll put them in my showcases, and eventually things will start going back up. So we got a LaMelo rookie out of 25. Spectra LaMelo rookie out of 25. A Jalen Johnson Origins out of 25. And finally we had, this is what I really wanted to get because I like Cade. Cade Cunningham red Pulsar. Is this numbered? I don't think this, no, this isn't numbered, but it's a sweet card. Secondary color match, that's the type of stuff I like. Alright guys, that is going to do it for this video. Yeah, so summer slowdown is here. Just keep pushing through it, and things will pick back up towards the fall. That's usually what happens. That's actually not usually, that's always what happens. And then we'll have a hot fall all the way up until about Christmas time. Christmas time will be another softening, and then things will pick up again once we get back into tax season. It's a cyclical thing, and it happens every year. And if you've been in the card market a long time, you know that. And if not, then you might be a little nervous. I'm here to tell you, there's nothing to be nervous about. This thing will keep on rolling. All right, appreciate you checking out my video, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.